Good evening, everyone. I'm Angelita. Would like to tell you a story entitled The Legend of Tondano Lake. Here's the story. Long time ago, there were two mountains. They were Marimbo and Maharimbo. There was a village near the Mount Marimbo. The name of the village is the same as the mountain, Marimbo, and it was ruled by a king or ukong. She was fair and brave, so that it was seldom attacked by the enemy. He had the only child. The child is a girl. Her name was Tenden. Because there were no other people to change her father as ukong in the future, then she was taught the science of governance and of war. At the time, a leader must be strong, expert in fight and war, so that she was honored by the people and frightened by the enemy. She was taught how to stab with a spear and to hew with a carving knife. Although she was only a girl, but nobody could defeat her. After all, her mother and father always thought about her. She must not marry with, due to the fact that no one could change her father as ukong. Tenden must conduct an oath in front of a Tanaas. Tenden, he was always promised. Tenden was pleased to sit together with a father, mother, and a Tanaas. In the meantime, a bird, an owl, sounded without stopping. Ooh! 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 For the ceremony, had been provided by piper beat, a reka palm, an egg, and a flat basket. In that night, Tenden must pronounce the Tawaang oath. Tanaas read the oath first, and then Tenden repeat after him. As the Tawaang used to determine the boundary of a land, so Tawaang can be used to determine the human life. The oath was, Tenden must promise that she will be alone and will not marry with. If the promise neglected, then the Tawaang will end her life. There was a village in the north of Mount Marimbo. It was Maharimbo. The ukong of the village had the only boy. His name was Parangan. He was older than Tenden. His father told him that for 12 years, he must not allow to touch a girl. He must conduct an oath in front of a Tanaas that he will obey his promise. If not, he and his people will be punished by disaster. One day, Parangan and his guard went to the jungle to hunt. But after a few hours they walked, they didn't find a deer, and they didn't surrender, but still continued for the hunting. And didn't pay attention that they entered to the Marimbo area. After that, Parangan felt tired. He was lying down under a big tree, and after a few minutes later, he slept. When he was sleeping, he dreamed a beautiful woman walking not far from him. At the same time, Tenden tried to hunt in the jungle. When she arrived in the jungle, she saw Parangan and his guard. Tenden admonished Parangan's guard, "Hey! Who permitted you to enter in this area?" Listening to the sound of gold, Parangan surprised and got up immediately. Then he said, "I'm sorry because we have entered to the Marimbo area. We didn't really know where's the boundary of Marimbo and Marimbo area." "Oh! Get off from here and don't make a mistake anymore," Tenden said. But Parangan didn't afraid. Then he introduced himself to Tenden. After that, Parangan and his guard went home. On the way home, Parangan always remembered of that young man's face because he hasn't seen the most handsome previously. So does Tenden. She always remembered Parangan's face and his politeness. After that even, Parangan and Tenden always met in the boundary of Marimbo and Marimbo area. As the time runs, finally, Tenden admitted that actually he was a girl. And at the time, the natural law happened. They fell in love with each other, and sometimes they met silently, and it made them went home late. When their parents asked them, they gave various reasons why did they return home late. One day, Tenden wore a woman's dress. Wow! 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 How beautiful she was! Her mother and father said frankly that she was so gorgeous. Having taken her equipment for hunting, then his father asked, "Tenden, it was not appropriate to you to hunt with that woman's dress." Then Tenden answered, I only walk to train my defense and not to hunt. These equipments were only as a self-protection towards the possibility of wild or attacked animals. After greeting, she went out. When the house did not appear, she ran in order to arrive sooner where she and Parangan usually met. And after that, Pendan and Parangan broke the oath and then built a lake in the two mountains, and people called Tondano Lake. Thank you.